make sure this thing is on. Testing, testing. Okay, Son of Christ. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Okay. All right, Salakia. All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yabashim Yashabrakatham to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatah Bahashim Yahushai to the sisters. We are the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. And we've been teaching the truth since 1969 that all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous people are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, today, I know there's a lot of black folk out there that are going to be very excited. Like, oh, it's Juneteenth. It's Juneteenth, right? We're going to talk about that in a second, right? I'll just keep it frank with you. Juneteenth ain't doing crap for black people. Your little Juneteenth barbecues and your fireworks and all that, that ain't doing nothing for black people. I'll get more into that in a second, right? And I'm going to let you know right now that God, your God, is against pagan holidays, including Juneteenth. Because who made up Juneteenth? I believe Juneteenth was made into a federal holiday, I believe, last year, right? And black people were so excited about it. No sweat, right? We're going to talk a little bit about your God. Now, I'll give everybody just a quick second to tune in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Because, let me tell you something right now. If I could share something before I even begin the class, the oppressor is doing everything that he can to take us up off of the internet. We prophesize this, by the way, right? I know a lot of people like to say that, oh, the Bible is fake, yada, 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 all that garbage, right? Name me one book that prophesied World War III to come. Name me one book, any book in the world that prophesies that the name of Israel will be no more in remembrance at one point in time, right? That our identity was going to be wiped away from us, right? Let me know a book that lets you know about that, right? All the curses, let me know a book that preludes to 400 years of oppression for a certain kind of people that's going to be scattered amongst four corners of the earth. You let me know. Remember, the Bible's old. I know some people like to say, well, man made the Bible. Of course man made the Bible. Who you think made it? The damn tooth fairy? What do you think? Every book you read is a man-made book. I don't know. Right. I don't know why that. You feel me? I don't know why that goes over some people's heads. Every book you read is a man-made book. You want to know, for example, those Hebrew artifacts? I know some people like to say, oh, the Bat Creek stone is fake. No, it ain't. The 10 Commandments that was found, in Mexico? I found out recently, this is back in my home state, there were Hebrew artifacts that were found in Connecticut. I didn't even know that. I'm from Connecticut, right? Now, these ancient Hebrew artifacts, guess what? They're man-made. Because who created man? Who created woman? Exactly. None besides the Bible. Shalom, what's going on? My whole point being is, right, y'all got to stop being so ignorant.
That's right.
You got to stop being so ignorant. I know some people are like, oh, well, you believe in a white man's book. This ain't the white man's book. That's one of the biggest lies they ever told you. You think, if I could take a second real quick, y'all give the white man too much credit Do you mean to tell me that you think, like, I know he's crafty, don't get me wrong, but y'all think that the white man created the Bible, the original Hebrew? Last time I checked, they didn't speak Hebrew. They created all that, rewritten it multiple times. We know that they did that, right? And made a false religion to enslave an entire people. Now, the religion in Christianity is fake. Yes, that's fake. But my point is this. If the white man made the Bible, why would he write about his own demise? Because Esau is his forefather, just like how our forefather is Jacob or Israel. You understand? So why would the Edomites, or as you would know them today, white people, Caucasians, Europeans, whatever, why would they write about their own demise in the Bible? Why? Go ahead, Ad.
Yes, sir. Just to add on to what you said too, like, you know, for years we've known about, if the white man wrote the Bible, why does he still have like theologians, scientists trying to figure the Bible out? Why does he need to figure out his own book? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense.
Makes absolutely no sense. The water for that. And before I get started with the prayers, I'm gonna bring up one more thing, because what the brother just brought up was heavy too. One more thing. If the Bible, right? If the white man made the Bible, why did he need somebody else to pose as Yahweh Shai Mashiach, or as you would know him as Jesus Christ in the Bible? It gives a clear description of who Christ is. I know you're like, oh, well, he's not black. First of all, the term black was made up. That's made up. We weren't going around calling ourselves black. You had many names: African American, Afro American, black, Negro, colored, dark, whatever. You understand? We didn't go around calling ourselves that. That's what oppressors did. Matter of fact, they didn't just call so-called African Americans that, they called native indigenous people that too. When the Spaniards came over to, matter of fact, it was the Portuguese. When they came to South America, do you want to know what they called the native indigenous people of the land? They called it Negros de Terra, which means blacks of the land. And last time I checked, Native Americans do not come from Africa. So they're talking about a specific kind of people. You understand? But my point being is, if the Bible was fake, why would you create Caesar Borgia, and why would you need him to pose as Jesus Christ? Because he doesn't fit the description. I seen a book. I need to get the book. It was some brother on TikTok that showed me this, right? He had a book, and of course it showed, I don't know if y'all can see it in here, of course, but the original paintings of the Hebrew Israelites were all dark-skinned people, curly hair, yada, 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 all that and so forth, right? So it clearly says in the same book, I got to try to get it. It clearly said that the Europeans, specifically the Portuguese and Russians, Edomites, painted over these images in their image, but the original images were dark-skinned people. And y'all think the Jewish man is the Israelites. So like, yeah, I got a lot to talk about today, but we'll just continue, right? So with that, we're gonna get started with the prayer. So Amadium, just me up here. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Amadim Apon Yahakwadam, which means to stand or rise and face the east. We're going to be getting started with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. Sisters, remember to have your heads covered. We're getting started with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Batamanawa, Bakam, Kal, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kabawaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Wala'ah, Tabayanawa, Banasaiwan, Abal, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wataparath, Lawalumyum, Amun. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakashah, Latan Lanawa. Hakak, Hakak, Barapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathium, Hakak, Ayel, Rakawath, Hatama'ala, Lagar-Shun, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Amun. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Me'aka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyim, Ha Saronyim, Ha Kwatazayoyim, Ha Kayayoyim, Wa Ha Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for water, Amun. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayenya, O, Hahoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Izoria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, what's like it? Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Ayadan, Lamawats, Ragolka, O, Yanawam, Shamorka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamorka, it's like it. Yahweh, Tazalka, Oyad, Yanyunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamorka, Makol, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaathka, Wabawaathka, Maitha, Wa'ai, Awalam. Now in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all, Damaya, Laka, all, Lakarash, wa all, Lashakwat, all, Kaya, Hana, Awayibika, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Ayel, Imaka, Ya'ayamwa, Sawada, Waita, Yaitazawa, Ayel, Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidim, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shum, Yasharala, Iwada, Kaya, Natazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Bar Yath, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wa Yashama Alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyim, Gabar, Wa Mawan, Wa Malak, Palashath, Amishabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Imum, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamudyam, Kasaya, Sara'a, Kayabian, Banakor, Koyashwan, Nashamarwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayadumwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kai Rab, Wakaza Wakazabak, Wakazalmanai, Kor, Nasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amowa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Naawaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatumwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Rawaka'a, Ka'ash, Daba'ira, Ya'ira, Wa Kalahaba, Falahat, Haryum, Kun, Faradatma, Basairaka, Wabasa, Slagya, Wapaka, Tabahalum, Mala'a, Panyahum, Palawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Slagya, Shimka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Ayai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Daiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shimka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Alkor, Harataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zaid. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempests, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So we're going to be going over, we're going to be going over 1 Kings chapter 18, right? We're going to be reading a little bit about Elijah, right? and some false prophets that he had to go up against. So this is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, verse 1. Ya'ah, wa ya'ayah, ya'ma'ab, da bayam, let me see, not wana ba'ad, wa ya'ayah, haya, all, alahaya, bashana'ah, let me see, asha la sha'ath, oh, like la amad, la'an, let's see, ada or let's see, akaab, wathana'a, mata'ad, ayo, panya, panya, let's see, ha'adaba dama'a, wayala'an, let's see, all ya'a, la'ada na'ath, all, akaab, let's see, wa'ad da'aib, hataza'ach, it's like, yeah, that's not taza'ach, kaza'ach, bashamada ya'an, wayakwa da'a, let's see, akaab, all, abad ya'a, asha'ab, ashad, ayo, haba ya'ath, let's see, wa'ibad ya'aya, let's see, haya, ada'a, ath, waya'aya, ma'ad, waya haya, ba'a, slakia, kaba'ad ya'af, zaba'o, af, naba ya'aya, waya'aya, let's see, waya'aya, wayakwa'ach, ibadya, abadya haya, let's see, ma'a, nabayam, waya ka'am, kama sha'ab, ayash, kaba'ai da'a, na aba la ka'ab, lahab, la kahab, wamayam, wamayam, waya ma'ad, aab, all, abadya haya, la'an, kada'ai, all, let's see, all, ka'all, ma'ayanya, hamayam, let's see, hamayam, Ya'al, Ka'al, Hanakala'am, let me see. Alaya, Namataza Kataza, let me see. Kataza Ya'ad, La, let me see. Yan Ya'a, Yan Ya, Taya, Yapa Da'an, all, let's see, all La'a, like it. Yala, I don't know what that is. Yala La'a, Nabada na Ya'ath, like it. Nabadayath, Ma'aka Ma'a, Waya Ka'ala Kwaya, La'am, Af, Hada'ai, La'imad, Ka'a, let's see, Aka'ab, Ala'on, Kada, Kan, I think that's Ra, Kadara'an, Aka'ad, Labadaya, Ya'ai Ba Daya Aya, Ala'an, Kadara'an, Aka'ad, let's see, Labadaya, Waya Haya, Abadya Haya, let's see, Abadya Haya, and let's see, Kadaba'an, Waya Naya, Alaya Haya, Lakwadafya, Waya Kadaya, Waya Pa'o, I'll Panya, Wayamad, Ha'atha'a, Taza, no, it's like it. Za'a, Adanya, all Yahaya. Okay, it's like it. All right, so we're gonna read first. Where is my Bible? That's crazy. Oh, slack. Okay, so we're gonna read First Kings chapter 18, verse 1. Now, this is the book of First Kings chapter 18, verse 1. And it says, "And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year. Go, show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth." Now, this is when Ahab was in rule. For anybody who doesn't remember, Ahab was Shalom Lon Christ Adawan, Shalom Lon Christ Akwa. So this is when Ahab was in rule at the time. Ahab was married unto Jezebel, and we all know about Jezebel. You know, I know a lot of Christians know about Jezebel, right? They like to say, what's that saying? You have a Jezebel spirit. I'm pretty sure sisters have heard that before. Don't be a Jezebel. We're going to read a little bit about her too. I think it's foggy. So it says, verse 2, "And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly. For it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave and fed them with bread and water." So Jezebel, for those of y'all who don't know, she was getting a lot of prophets killed at that time, right? And it says, and Ahab said unto Obadiah, go into the land unto all fountains of water, unto all books, pre-adventure we may find grass to save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beast. Let's keep reading. So they divided the land between the paths throughout it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face and said, art thou that my lord Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, what have I sinned that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the land of Ahab, to slay me? And the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. And when they said, he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not. Now thou sayest, go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am done here, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I thy servant feared the Lord from my youth. So this is Elijah. We're going to read about how gangster Elijah is, right? Now, this is a man who feared the Most High above all else. This is key right here, right? It's always key to fear the Most High before anything else. You understand? Because anything else, you got to understand, you can't fear man, right? I know some brothers afraid of losing their job, right? Losing your job, not making a car payment. Trust me, I worry about my rent every other week. Trust me. Okay, gas prices going up. I got $1 raise at my job. Woohoo! That's gonna cover all my bills. That's great, right? It's easy to fear man, especially Esau, right? Because he's in rulership at the moment, but his time is running short, right? But it's good to fear the Most High. Now, this man right here, Elijah, feared the Most High. He didn't fear Ahab. He didn't fear Jezebel. Jezebel was getting prophets killed. She was getting prophets killed. She was sending hit lists to get prophets killed. But Elijah, he wasn't worried about none of that. So let's keep reading, right? Let's see. And it says in verse 13, was it not told my Lord what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord, how I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in a cave and fed them bread and water? And now thou sayest, go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he shall slay me. And Elijah said, as the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. So Elijah's not afraid. You understand? He's not afraid of Ahab. He's not afraid of Jezebel. He's not concerned about those things. He fears the Most High above anything else. Verse 16. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, art thou he that troubleth Israel? He answered, I have not troubled Israel. I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, if that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim, or Baal, right? Baal is a false god. You're probably wondering, why are you reading about a false god on Juneteenth? What does that have to do with anything? It has a lot to do with a lot of things. That's the problem with so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indigenous people today. We always want to follow idols. You understand? We want to do everything else that is not of the Lord. So we're going to recap that real quick. So in verse 18, it says, and he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast followed Baalim, meaning that he's following Baal. You understand? Matter of fact, if I could, Swap, could you give me, I believe it's in Exodus. Let me just double check real quick. I believe it's in Exodus. Could you give me Exodus 34 and 14, Baba Kasha?
Okay. Exodus chapter 34, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
For thou shalt For thou shalt worship no other God for the Lord,
right?
Whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
So the Most High is a jealous God, right? He's a jealous God. Why? Because the Most High is possessive. Remember, multiple times we're referred to as a holy people, a sacred people, his children. You know, the Most High is very possessive over us, right? And rightfully so. Now, when you start to turn away from God, right? You turn away from the Most High, and we do this multiple times throughout the Bible, and it never ends well for us. And it still doesn't end well for us today. I'll get to that a little later on, right? The Most High is not with you. So it said, Elijah's telling Ahab, right? Because Ahab's like, ain't you the dude who's causing problems in Israel? Elijah's like, no, I ain't causing no problems. But thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments. So he's saying, no, you're causing problems. You and your wicked woman, which I believe wasn't even an Israelite. Jezebel, I believe, was a Hamite, if I'm not mistaken. Right? And thou hast followed Baalim. Now, let's keep reading. Now, therefore, send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal, 450, and the prophets of the groves, 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So he's telling them, bring all your false prophets, right? You can use that in today's terms, like that'd be like me saying, bring all your Christian pastors, bring all your Roman Catholic pastors and the Pope and all them. Bring them here, right? So let's read about what Elijah does. In verse 21, and Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions, right? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. So he's questioning everybody like, are you a follower of the Most High or are you a follower of Baal, Slakia? Okay, no sweat. So that's what he's doing right now. Because that's what Christians do. Christians, what's that scripture? When somebody says two different opinions or they have two different minds, Salakia. I can't think of it at the moment, Salakia. If you could find that swap, I would appreciate it. If not, don't sweat it. But I remember there's definitely a precept where I can't remember the terminology, Salakia. But my point being is you can't have two different ways. You can't be hot and cold, right? You can't be like that with the Most High. Either you're all in or you're all out. That's it. Scriptures say, paraphrasing, you break one law, you break all the laws, right? Because the sin is a transgression of the law. You understand? And the law was given to us. So Elijah's like, okay, if you follow the Most High, you follow the Most High. If you follow Baal, then you follow Baal. So how long are you going to sit here and play tit for tat between two opinions, right? You can't be like that with the Most High. So let's keep reading. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock and lay it on wood and put no fire under. So what he's saying is, okay, remember, Elijah serves the Most High. Remember that. So he's telling them, you go get a bullock, put it down, put no fire under. I'm going to go do the same. I'm going to take a bullock, put it down, I'm going to put no fire under. We're going to do the same thing. The reason why he's doing this is because he knows he serves the Most High. These false prophets serve Baal. These will be your modern day Christians today. Let's keep reading. And call ye on the name of your gods. Now remember, we read in, I believe it was Exodus 34 and 14, that the Most High is a jealous God. It also says in Exodus, thou shalt serve no other gods before me. There's only one God. There's only one. There's one power. That's why we refer to the Most High as the Most High, because, well, he is the Most High. There is nothing else. There's no Zeus. There's no Poseidon. There's no Hades. There's no Japanese gods. There's no Hercules and, God knows what else. There's none of that. There's only one, right? So Elijah is challenging these false prophets, and he's telling them, and call ye on the name of your gods, plural. And I will call on the name of the Lord, right? So he's telling them, I'm going to call on my God that I serve, and the God that answereth by fire, let him be God. So this is a challenge. Like, okay, you saying your guys are real. I'm saying mine is real. So how about we have a little test? Let's prove who is the true power. You understand? Now it says, and all the people answered and said, it is well spoken. So they're like, okay, bet, let's do it. Verse 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, these are your modern day Christians, choose you one bullock for yourselves and dress it first, for ye are many. So this is kind of like a taunt. Elijah's telling them, if I remember correctly, right? It says in verse 22, I'll backtrack real quick. Then Elijah said unto the people, I, even I, only remain a prophet of the Lord. So it's only Elijah. And he's saying, but Baal's prophets are 450. So this is Elijah versus 450 false prophets. But see, the people, they don't know that they're false prophets. You understand? They don't know this. So you got to, you really got to take a second to understand how gangster that is. Salakia. All right. What you got? Oh, you do? Oh, go ahead. If you can read about the show.
It's James chapter 1, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Through 8. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavers is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man, Uslakia. Verse 8, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right, the water. That was the one I was thinking of. A double-minded, what did it say? A double-minded man is what?
Unstable in all his ways.
Unstable in all his ways. That's key for brothers right there, right? Because we know, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native men, we know that, we're supposed to be the protectors. We're the providers. We're the leaders, the head of the household, right? Now, the thing is, if you're the king of your castle, your woman or your woman, whichever you choose to have, are going to follow you. Don't ever, if I could take a moment real quick, brothers, don't ever think that women don't listen to you. Women listen to you. You might not realize it. Women listen to you, whether it be good or bad. I'm going to say this to the day I die. The reason why there's so many whores is because men love them, right? The only reason that there's OnlyFans and you got the Hub and all these other sites or whatever, this is all due to men loving whores. Really, it's Esau, right? But because we choose, brothers and sisters outside the school, of course, to not follow the Most High, and we follow after man, aka Esau, we choose to pick up on the traits of him, and we start to indulge in the things that he likes. Esau loves whores. Esau loves homosexuality. So what do brothers and sisters do outside? They follow that because they think, like, this is living. This is living right here, right? If I could touch on something real quick, brothers, women pay attention to you. Don't ever think women don't pay attention to you, okay? If a woman will be whatever you want them to be, all right? Why do you think there's so many whores and prostitutes? Because men like that stuff. There's pimps and cartels and whatever, right? Behind every whore is a man that influenced her somewhere, somehow, whether it be a family member, somebody that they got with a long time ago, or just a direct pimp. Somewhere there's a man that got inside her head that made her think, like, this is okay. This is what men like. So this is what I'm going to do. Strip clubs, all that stuff, right? They do that for men. Imagine if all the brothers woke up today and was like, you know what? I want a good woman. I don't want any more hoes. They stopped going to strip clubs, stopped subscribing to OnlyFans. I need to stop that. Half of y'all, Salakia, y'all broke anyway. So y'all don't need to be sitting here putting no damn money in no OnlyFans account. Stop that mess, all right? Going on, the Hub and all that stuff. Stop, all right? The reason why sisters keep doing this is because you're influencing them. Stop it. Just cut it out. You understand? So it says if a man is double-minded, how can you lead? How can you lead? How can you make a choice when things are getting dire? Because we're in the last days right now. I don't know if y'all understand that. We are in the last days. It's countdown. I don't know when World War III is going to pop up, but it's happening a lot faster than we anticipated, right? I mean, we was talking about this, like 2 years ago? Now, here we are. Here we are, 2022. We just now halfway through the year. In 6 months, there's tension all across the world. China, Russia, Ukraine, America. You know, they don't know what they want to do right now, but something about to pop off. Was it Vladimir Putin? That's his name? I believe his name. Yeah. Putin out here about to put pressure on somebody. I don't know what's going on. But we already prophesized this. This was already prophesized in the Bible. So when things get hot, Akim, so-called my so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indigenous brothers out there, what are you gonna do? You need to get in class while you still can. That's what you need to do, because time is running short. There's gonna be a time where you're not gonna find us on the internet no more. You're gonna be looking for us on YouTube. Where them crazy niggas at? The dudes that dress like Mortal Kombat characters with the spikes and where they at? They told me this was gonna happen, but I didn't believe them. I can't find them on Facebook. I can't find them on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. What? We told you, because we don't have a double-minded opinion. We have one mind, one body, one West. That's what we about, okay? And we're all on the same accord. We got brothers from all different types of backgrounds. We might look a little different personalities, but we all on the same mission. So either you gonna get on or get out. It's up to you, right? But how you gonna protect your family? What about your kids? I know half of y'all brothers don't give a damn about yourself, but what about your kids? What about your women, daughters, uncles, aunts, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad? What about them? You got to make a decision. Stop pondering. Stop procrastinating. I know Black people love to procrastinate. Stop. Stop saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to get off cigarettes tomorrow. I'm going to get off weed tomorrow. I'm going to stop buying whores tomorrow. Do it today.
That's right.
Do it today. I'm telling you, brothers in the ISUPK and the Commandant General Yohana are telling you now, make a choice. Stop. Because if you don't, and you want to be double-minded, hey, look, we're reading about it right now. This is why Elijah is telling you not to be double-minded and don't have two opinions. Because let's read about what happens right now, right? Because you got some people, they don't know if they want to follow the Most High or Baal. No sweat, no sweat. So let's read about what Elijah does, right? So let's get it back to, let's see, the book of 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 26. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it and called on the name of Baal, their God, from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. So they called on their God. Nothing happened, right? And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them. So Elijah is mocking them, like, where your God at? I thought Baal was, I thought he was the Most High. I thought he was the power. Where he at? Where is he? So it says, and said, cry aloud, for he is God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth, and must be awake. So he's talking smack right now. Elijah is taunting them, like, where your God at? I thought, Baal was the real God, right? I know some of y'all be believing in, oh my goodness. Okay, sisters. What's the zodiac signs and the crystals and that's witchcraft. I'm sorry to tell you that.
That's right.
That is witchcraft. If I could share something with somebody real quick, right? This is when I was in the world, right? I was in the world, I believe I was like 16, 17 years old. I was a teenager. I was a young dude, right? I used to work at this little hood ass Dunkin' Donuts. I remember there was a couple sisters that I knew, right? It was one sister, I'm not sure if she was Benjamin or Ephraim, but beautiful sister, very beautiful, right? Physically. And that sister's spirit was wicked as hell. I'm talking about the rocks. She had the little like we have the shield of David. They had the 5-star satanic symbol. I remember she showed me pictures of her room. She had it all on her little bedpost and stuff. And I'm just like, what in the hell? Talking about, oh yeah, I practice voodoo. And I'm like, my zodiac sign is Pisces. And I'm listening. This is before I was in the truth, but I was young. And even in my spirit, I was like, oh, this ain't it. There's like something up with this. I don't like where this is going. And I knew a lot. I'm pretty sure every brother has met at least one sister in the world that is like that. That is Satanism. that's you serving some other fake god, you doing voodoo and rituals. That is witchcraft. They talk about that in history. White women did that stuff. They did that. That is idol worship that you are doing, sis. Rocks don't give you powers. I'm sorry to tell you this. Okay? Your zodiac sign does not dictate your personality. You're not single because you're an Aquarius and you don't get along with Leos. No, you're single because you're a whore. I'm just keeping it real with you. Okay? And you don't serve God. You serve yourself. You serve your lust. And you serving whatever the hell you're doing, right? So what I'm saying right now is kind of equivalent to what Elijah's saying. Okay, you believe in zodiac signs, you believe in your witchcraft and your crystals and your rocks, and it gives me energy. Okay, no sweat. Call on that energy and prove that it's real. Prove that it's real. Because we listen to the Most High, and we know the Most High is real. That's right. When we go to camp, all types of crazy stuff happens. People be trying to come up against the camp. I remember it was one time, oh my goodness, we broke ground in downtown LA on the Jewish district, and it was crazy. You know, we were in Amalekite territory. So you already know them fake Jewish cats. They not liking a bunch of Negroes and Hispanics over there talking about they the real Jews. Oh no, it was hell to pay at that point. At least that's what you would think. Every single brother was unharmed. And all we had was the Bible, brotherhood, and faith. That's all we had. No guns, no weapons, no fighting. We just stood our ground. We spoke about the Bible. People tried to talk over us. That never works. There was a naked Edomite on a building throwing eggs. Like, oh yeah. And you know what's crazy? They was chucking them eggs out. Every single egg missed. Every single one. You know what? Because that's God. That's the Most High right there, protecting the priests and prophets. So we seen it. We see the demons manifesting on the street. There was crackheads getting butt naked on the sidewalk and stuff. I'm like, good night. You can't tell me Satan ain't here right now. But nothing happened to us. Nothing ever happens to the priests and prophets of the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, because we know that we serve a real power. You understand? And Elijah understood that. That's why he's taunting them. But let's finish real quick, right? Let's continue. Let's read a little bit more about what Elijah does. So it says in the book of 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 28. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets till the blood gushed out upon them. So you got to think, these people are so desperate to prove that their God is real. They're cutting themselves, mutilating themselves. Aquathium, don't do that mess. The Lord don't want you abusing your body. All right? Why do you think the Most High doesn't want you smoking cigarettes and doing all this stuff? The Most High wants you to be healthy. Don't do that stuff, right? That's wicked. But this is how desperate they were to prove that their God was real. That they had to cut themselves. It says till the blood gushed out upon them. Like, you gotta think, this ain't like no little, I got a little cut and it's like a little leak. They were, and like blood is spilling out. Like, what's wrong with you? You gotta think, like, something is like, I'm not about to get a knife and cut myself. For what? What do I look like? I kind of like my skin being intact. No thanks. I'm straight on that. All right. I don't like sharp objects anyway. My point being is, this is what serving a false God will lead you to doing evil, harmful things, not just to others, but to yourself. That's a perfect example right there in verse 28. Let's keep reading. Verse 29. And it came to pass when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. So no answer. They cutting themselves. They praying their ass off. No Baal. No Baal. No white Jesus to save you. No Caesar Borgia. No, what is it? Buddhism. No, what is it? Shiva, whatever. I don't know. A lot of Caribbean brothers, they worship that. Shiva, whatever the hell it is, right? No Anubis, no Ra, no Egyptian god coming after you. Nope. Fake. It doesn't exist. No zodiac sign. I'm a fish because I was born in March. Ain't no damn fish. Cut that crap out. Let me ask y'all something. When has a zodiac sign ever saved you? When has you claiming to be a Leo or what's the other one? It's like a Libra or a Gemini, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Cancer, all that. Like, when has claiming any of those things ever helped you out in life? You know, a lot. Look, I keep it real with you. Once upon a time ago, I used to be into that type of stuff. I used to know every single zodiac sign, the meaning, the date, everything. And the more Salakia, the more women I met that was into that stuff, the more crazy they seemed. Because they based their entire personality of, oh, I was born on this day. I've seen brothers you trick this before, right? It was a brother, I seen this on like YouTube or something. So there was one brother, he's not in the school or nothing. And he was like, oh, you know, zodiac signs are fake. They're fake, you know. And he played a trick on all the women in there. So one of the sisters was trying to guess, like, oh, what's your zodiac sign? So he lied and said, oh, I'm a Taurus. And they said, oh, yeah, you know what? You act like a Taurus. He said, you want to know how I know that zodiac signs are BS? Because I'm not a Taurus. I just lied to you. And they just sat there stuck like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I wasn't born in May. You see how you just based my entire personality off of what I just told you? I just lied to you. I'm not a Taurus. It's fake. You just believe that it's real. Also, I believe, what is it? I believe zodiac signs have to do with like ancient Kemet Egyptology or some crap like that. That ain't your culture. Just let it go. All right. Now let's keep going. Verse 30. And Elijah said unto all the people, come near unto me. And all the people come near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob. Yes, the 12 tribes are real, y'all. Okay? It ain't some magic voodoo. The white man ain't make that up. No, there's 12 tribes of Israel. Okay?
That's right.
You got to understand that. Unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullock in pieces and laid him on the wood and said, fill 4 barrels with water, pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar and filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Let's read what happens in verse 38. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood and the stones and the dust. It's like it. Let me see. I'll turn this page. And licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces and they said, the Lord, he is the God. The Lord, he is the God. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal. Let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook of Kishon and slew them there. And Elijah said unto Ahab, get thee up, eat and drink, and there is a sound of abundance of rain. So I'll stop right there, right? So what did Elijah just do? Elijah just proved to all these little fake Christians, you know, your modern day Roman Catholic Church, your Slovakia, your Pope, whatever it is that you believe in. And he proved that you're wrong. Baal does not exist. White Jesus does not exist. These other gods and powers do not exist. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how can that be equivalent to today? No sweat. Let me ask you something. When COVID-19 first hit, what happened? What happened to the churches? The churches closed their doors. I thought, you're supposed to be serving God. God loves everybody, right? God will save you in a time of crisis. All you got to do is pray, right? Well, a lot of them Christians, they prayed. And when they prayed, they were met with the cruel reality of knowing that their church closed the door in their faces. You got to understand that. That's a fact. I didn't make that up. It was all over the news. All these Christian pastors singing a whole bunch of sweet nothings to your wives and your children, they closed the doors when times got tough. When everything was peaceable, it really was never peaceable for us, but when it was a calmer time, pre-COVID, you could find a Christian church anywhere. You could walk right in, right? You could smoke weed in the Christian church. They'll still love you. Oh, God hates the sin, but not the sinner, brother. Bringing ham hocks and neck bones to Sunday service and whatnot. And no one would bat an eyelash. No one would bat an eye, right? But once times got hard, once the plagues that the Most High sent came to pass, all them Christian churches, they ran. Where was your pastor then? Where was your priest then? Right? Where were they?
That's right.
I want to know, because the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana, our doors have always been open 365 days a year on your pagan holidays. You understand? Because we don't care about that stuff, because we know that we serve a real power. A real power. We already knew plagues was coming. We knew this. COVID-19, we already knew that's going to come. Monkeypox, we already knew that was going to come. And we already know that there's going to be more plagues that are going to come. There's going to be more destruction. War is going to come a little faster, right? We're only halfway through 2022. We still got 6 more months left in this year alone. So go ahead, Al.
And when it was all said and done, a lot of these Christians, they went back to that same congregation, that same organization who showed them that they have no love for them, that they do not care for them. They continue to serve the lies that these people continue to teach. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Damn right. I don't know if anybody heard him, but what the brother brought out was so heavy. Once everything was said and done, those same Christians, like he just said, went back to the Christian church. That's like, oh my goodness. That's like me, in my time of need, right? I go somewhere and somebody's promising me, yeah, man, if you ever in a hard time, you can always come by my block, man. We got you. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Then times really get hard for me, and I go knocking at the door, and then, hey, can I come inside? Nobody answers. Armageddon is on the way. I'm over here. Hey, you say you got me, right? No answer. Now, things pass. I'm okay. I'm still alive, right? All of a sudden, the doors are open again. Hey, bro, you okay? Hell no, I'm not okay. Where were you at when I needed you?
That's right.
I thought you said you got me. So you lied? Because that's what the Christian churches do to our people all the time. They lie to you. They lie. You understand? Go ahead, Art.
And there's also a precept too, I think it's in the book of John, but it talks about when your brothers in need, do not shut your bowels of compassion up. And these Christian pastors have millions of dollars. They got private jets, they got big buildings, they got all kind of boats and big houses. You know what I'm saying? And you in need, and they don't even follow the Bible with helping you out. Would they have to help you out with it would cost them nothing. You've been giving your money to these churches all these years, man. You know what I'm saying? Double offerings, pastor appreciations, all this stuff, and they can't help you out with a goddamn loaf of bread. Oh, you know what I'm saying? A light bill. You know what I'm saying? But and here, man, there's times where I couldn't even work, where brothers would give me food, clothes, a place to lay my head when I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff, man. And and we're not even rolling like the Christian church with these Catholic organizations with these big buildings with gold and stained glass windows and all this fancy shit stuff. You know what I'm saying? But man,
right. Now the brother,
these people are not the people of God.
Damn right. that brother brought out was absolutely correct. You know, God don't care about no, you know, how nice your school is, as long as you just got one, you know, and you're serving the Most High. And here, look, if I could share something with somebody, there was a time I lost my wallet like twice. Twice. I was pissed. I had just enough gas to get home. There was one time I didn't have enough gas. Brother came up to me, hey, here you go, Ab. Don't even worry about it. Gave me way more than what I needed. I said, well, I don't need all that. I just need like maybe like $40. Like, nah, here you go. I ain't gonna say how much he gave me because brother's gonna be like, whoa, for real? Like, you know, but my point being is it was nothing to the brother. It was nothing to the brother. You know, just because that's what real brotherhood is. Help out your brothers, because when times get tough, we all we got. All we got is brotherhood and sisterhood. You understand? Ain't nobody else gonna take care of us, so we gotta take care of each other, and that's what the Most High wants. What you got up?
I got that. He said, if I could.
Go ahead.
It's 1 John chapter 3, verse 17.
Go ahead.
But whosoever hath this world's good and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him?
That's heavy. Because I believe it's Thessalonians chapter 21, verse 5. I'm paraphrasing. It says, prove all things which are good, right? Proving is an action, right? We talk about this all the time. You can't just say, oh, you know, hey, I got love for that brother. You know, that's my nigga right there. You feel me? I got love for that sister, right? She's like a sister to me. I love my wife. I love my daughter. I love my son. You can't just say that. You got to prove it. You got to prove it. You got to understand that. And let me show, if I could share something real quick, because I know I also have the title. It says, I despise your feast days, right? That's the scripture. If actually, I have it right here. So right here, right? Amos chapter 5, verse 21. And it says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Now, recently we had a high holy day. So is this scripture talking about our feast days for the Most High? No. Talking about your pagan holidays. Today's Juneteenth, right? Juneteenth. Now all of us, I guarantee you there's a Judite or a Benjamite somewhere rocking a t-shirt saying, I'm blackity black with a black power fist somewhere. I know it for a fact. I've seen it last year and the year before that and the year before that, so on and so forth. You get my point? My point being is, first of all, who gave you Juneteenth? Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. Why did they make it a federal holiday? Y'all remember George Floyd, right? George Floyd, sadly, that brother died. He died. A horrible, slow death at that on national television, right? Now, what did they do to give some type of reparations to black people? They decided two things. One, they made a statue out of George Floyd. Woohoo, right? You wouldn't need a statue of George Floyd if he was still alive. You understand? And I remember it was an Edomite woman. I remember watching it on TV, and she said, oh, you know, he made such a great sacrifice. Sacrifice for what? What did he sacrifice for? I remember it was just to prove a little bit more, right, how devilish these Edomites are. During this time period, this is when I was still in the Navy and stuff, right? And I remember our executive officer, older white man, right? Big boss. And he wanted to calm the racial tension that was building up in our command, because it was there. It was there. You understand? There was a lot of Judites, Benjamites, and some northern tribe brothers and sisters that was kind of feeling a little, I ain't really feeling these devils like that. You know, I don't know about it. So what do? They had this big meeting, and they sectioned us off. It was very strategic, right? Because me and all the other Judite brothers, we like, there ain't no way that they about to put a whole bunch of Negroes in one room together to talk about black issues with white people. There's no way. So what did they do? They split us up. We had different sections, and they made sure to put maybe one or two black people in each meeting. The rest, Edomites, Asians, Moabites, some Hamites in there posing it to be, you know, Israel and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. I will never forget this. I'm sitting in my meeting, right? I ain't say nothing. That meeting was an hour long. I ain't say nothing until the very end. and I'm sitting right next to my executive officer. And everybody's sharing their opinions. Oh, what can we do to to end racism? In my head, I'm like, this got to be a freaking joke. Some old white man is talking to us about ending racism. Yeah, okay. But I didn't say nothing. I just keep it to myself. I'm sitting, I'm just observing, watching everybody. The Moabites, they gave their opinions. There was some Samoans in there, gave their opinions. Just other nations giving their opinions about black people issues, right? Maybe like me and one other Israelite was in there. The other, I think it was a sister too. She added her little 2 cents, but didn't really want to go onto the issue that much. This entire time, again, I'm sitting right next to my executive officer, and he did this multiple times. Does anybody else have anything they want to say? And then he would turn and look directly at me. I wouldn't say anything for the first 45, 50 minutes. And he just kept doing it over and over again. Finally, I spoke up. Now, I had to kind of censor it somewhat, at the time. But I just kept it real. I told all the Edomites to mind their damn business and leave us the hell alone. That's what I said. I kept it real. I said, you ain't going to end no racism. I said, this country was built off of racism. You built this country off of the backs of my ancestors. I said, realistically, if we go somewhere, ain't nobody going to pull you over. No one's going to, you could have 10 kilos of cocaine or whatever the hell in your back trunk, and no one's going to suspect an old elderly white man in a uniform to have that. But if I go in the wrong neighborhood and I look a certain way, best believe I'm going to get pulled over. DWB, driving while black. You understand? And I gave my spiel for like a good 5 minutes, and then everybody just kind of got quiet after a while. And then after, he had the audacity to shake my hand and be like, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, all right, whatever. My point being is, this is during the time of George Floyd. Now, when my meeting was over, I got to talk to other brothers because we got split up. They like to keep us separate. And I'm asking them, how'd your meeting go? It was one brother. This brother was heated. He was heated. He said, I almost whooped this, And I'm like, well, what happened? Now, and I knew this brother. He was kind of like a slightly bigger brother, but real calm. Real calm brother, always joking and stuff. So I've never seen him get angry. I'm like, hold up. Who pissed you off? You know what this brother tells me? They start talking about George Floyd. And it was Edomites in there, right? These are the same people that we work with. Hey, how you doing, petty officer? Hey, how you doing, sir? Trying to invite us to go to parties and stuff, rolling with us, stuff like that, right? Being cool, cracking jokes. You work with these people every single day. You wouldn't suspect any type of malicious activity from them. These same Edomites said, and I quote, George Floyd deserved to die because he committed a crime.
Wow.
These are the same Caucasian people that y'all love so much, who smile in your face every single day, shake your hand. Hey, how you doing today? Doing favors for you. Hey, I'm about to run to Starbucks real quick. Do you want anything? You want a coffee, something? The same people that's being nice to you said, and I quote, George Floyd deserved to die because he committed a crime. And now I was understanding, that's why that brother was pissed. That brother told me he almost leapt over the table and boxed this Edomite. And I'm like, well, did you do it? He said, nah. I'm like, good on you, because we all know they would have got you for that. But then they tried to justify it. But he's a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a criminal? Okay, no sweat. What's his name? Brock Turner? Brock Turner was a young white boy who sexually assaulted a intoxicated woman in an alleyway. Did he die? No. What about Peyton Brennan? 18-year-old white boy that shot 15 people, 12 of them were black. He didn't die. Let's talk about all the school shooters. I forgot all their names. There was another school shooter, right? This is like years ago. You want to know what the police did with him? Brought him to Burger King. So you mean to tell me a little white boy can shoot up a school and y'all gonna bring him to Burger King to go get a Whopper? That's what we do? Oh, but George Floyd, he deserved to have his neck sat on and died like a slow death. It wasn't like he just got shot. No, he died a slow death. That brother was gasping for air. But he was a criminal. Half of y'all are criminals. Y'all didn't die. Wasn't there one just recently? I don't know if it was Peyton Brennan, but it was I believe it was the sodomite. They say he was Hispanic, but we don't really know for sure. I don't know. But this person decided to also shoot up some people, right? And the cops knew. They showed up to the scene, but refused to enter inside of the building. What was it, for 45 minutes to an hour, I believe? Somewhere around there. So y'all let this young man, woman, whatever, shoot up a whole bunch of people. Y'all didn't shoot him. Y'all didn't shoot him, but George Floyd deserved to die. Oh, okay. You know how many times I heard of the same act over and over again? I feared for my life. What was the other brother? I forgot his name. It was another brother. He was rolling with his girlfriend. He was a brother, right? And cop pulled him over. She said, "Oh, I thought I grabbed my taser." Oh, you're a trained police officer who is in law enforcement. I know you're trained on how to use your weapon. I know you are. I'm pretty sure you can tell the difference between a gun and a taser. But instead of grabbing your taser, what did you do? You shot that young man right there in his chest in front of his girlfriend. They start peeling off. He dies on the way over there. Oh, to make it worse, he was a father too, by the way. He had a kid. So now his son has to grow up without a father. Rape. And all because what? She made a mistake. What about the white woman who was also a police officer? This happened a couple years ago too. Who walked inside of a black man's home, mistaked it for her house, and shot him while he was eating ice cream. Oh, and then said, what was it? They tried to say that she was mentally unstable because she was on medication. Get the hell up out of here. Look, I've taken medication before too. Ain't nothing making me wanting to shoot up people. Nothing. Nothing. But what do we get for that? We're sorry, y'all. Here's Juneteenth. We make it a federal holiday. Meanwhile, Ukraine is getting reparations. Joe Biden and them is sending millions of dollars to Ukrainians for all the crimes that have been committed against them. Last time I checked, this was America. I thought we were all proud, patriotic Americans, right? Where's ours? Why are there still native indigenous people that are living on reservations? This is their land, is it not? You're sending millions and billions of dollars to other European countries, but you can't help out the people that's here right now? It's because they don't love you. You are not one of them, and they are not one of you. Stop trying to conjoin onto your oppressor. And stop taking these little half-ass gifts that y'all keep getting. Juneteenth is a federal holiday, and the white man just gave you another reason to barbecue. That's all he really did. They gave you another reason to spend your money and buy fireworks and buy pork chops and all that crap that you're not even supposed to be eating. That's all it is. Go ahead, Op.
Just to say, go back to what you said, just about the police and what they use is the fear tactic or whatever. I was scared for my life, as far as like firefighters, police officers, paramedics, these are supposed to be society's heroes. They're supposed to be able to deal with these type of situations. They're not supposed to be. They signed up for this because they're above and beyond. You know what I'm saying? The mental. They're supposed to have the mental capacity to deal with this more than a regular civilian. You're supposed to be able to deal with these situations. So when you tell me that you were in fear for your life, you need to sit the hell down, because this is what the job requires every day. You're supposed to go out there and pursue criminals, cops and robbers, man. Good and bad, good and evil. This is the whole battle. So if you're scared, you need to sit your ass down and let somebody who's able to do that job in the face of danger and death efficiently, let them have that office, because it's not built for you. If you're scared, sit your ass down.
Damn right. What he said is 100% facts, but we all know the truth, right? They wasn't fearing for their life. No, they wanted an excuse to kill a black or Latino man or woman.
That's right.
That's really what it is. I fear for my life. No, how you fear for your life and you're the one with the weapon? I fear for my life. I fear for my life. Not anymore because I'm in the truth, but before, I feared for my life when I drove down the street. I'll share something else with y'all real quick. There was a time, people get pulled over and stuff like that, right? There was a time I got pulled over. I ain't gonna lie, I was speeding a little bit, right? Driving down, this is back when I was back on the East Coast, went to Delaware to go visit some friends at a college, right? I'm driving, whoop, whoop, see the cops, right? Every brother goes through this. When you see them, when you hear that siren and you see them red and blue lights behind you, it's like something like, it's like a chill down your spine. Like, you know, you probably did nothing wrong. There's no drugs, no weapons, no nothing. You didn't do anything illegal. But the fact that you know somewhere in your subconscious that I might get shot, and it'll be justified because they're cops and they're white and I'm black or I'm Latino, right? They'll, if you're a so-called Mexican, they'll label you, where's your papers? What are you supposed to be here? Where's your green card and stuff? Okay. So this wasn't Mexican territory at one point? No sweat. But my point being is, I get pulled over. And the first time I've been pulled over, I already knew in the back of my mind, like, it's sad that brothers got to go through this. We have to train ourselves to be as professional as we possibly can be. And I made sure to put my hands out where they could see them. So I'm not reaching for nothing. I already got my license and registration out. If I needed to reach for anything, I made sure to ask them, you know, officer, I'm going to get this out of the glove compartment, you know, just so they can see me grab everything, like, you know, no sudden movements, because that's what we're trained to do. We already know this. So they come by, right? Police officer comes by, hands on the wheel, you know, give license, registration, of course, you know where you're trying to go. Now I look through my rear view mirror, right? So there's one cop right here. He's talking to me. I see the other cop, hand on the holster, there the whole time, just staring at me. You want to know what was crazy? I showed them my military ID. Now all of a sudden, the whole vibe switched up. Oh, you're in the Navy? Oh, that's my father was in the Navy. Yeah. I already knew the tactic. That was my little get out of jail free card. Oh, I serve your country now. Now I'm not a typical nigga on the street no more. No sweat. And then, oh yeah, my dad does this. I'm like, yep. But as I'm talking to him, I still see his homeboy just, finally he takes his hand off the holster. They get me off with a warning, just don't speed, you have a good day. And to this day, I think, well, what if I didn't pull out that military ID? Then what? Because he was fixing to shoot something. And this is just one experience. I could go on all day. I'm pretty sure plenty of brothers have been through way worse. Way worse. Okay? That's just one experience that I had. I got put into the back of a police officer's car when I was 11. Walking home from school because I looked suspicious. And you know what the cold part about it was? White lady pulls me over, right? Asks me what was I doing, all that stuff. Of course, I'm 11, man. I'm 11. I'm a kid, all right? I don't even got hair on my chest yet. And now, I'm scared. I'll be honest. I was scared because I didn't know what was going on. This lady with a gun comes up to me talking about some, where were you at this time? And like interrogating me. I'm 11. Tells me to get into the back of the car with handcuffs on. I'm 11, by the way, because I was suspected of breaking and entering into somebody's house. As I get in the car, radio pops on. They let her know, oh yeah, we already got the suspect. Turns out the suspect was 18. I'm 11. I'm a kid. This is a borderline a young man. Then, the cuffs come off. I want to get out the car and go home. No. You stay in the car. I'll drive you home. I go, they drive me over there. My father pops out. He's looking like, what in the hell is going on? They, told him that, it was all good, but I was suspected of a crime. I'm 11. 11. I'm a kid. And all for what? Because you look suspicious? What if they didn't get the suspect? Then what? That's what so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives have to worry about outside the truth, because this is the hell that we live in. Juneteenth ain't gonna help nobody. What is it? Native Heritage Month? That don't help nobody. Hispanic Heritage Month? That doesn't help anybody. What does Cinco de Mayo do for Mexicans? What does the Puerto Rican Day Parade do for Puerto Rico? Now, don't get it twisted. It's good for self-expression of our culture and stuff like that. That's great. Israel is always going to be Israel. That's just who we are. The problem is, these don't help you. These are just distractions. I despise your feast days, these pagan holidays that y'all just make up. And then it's not even us, it's the oppressors that makes it up for us. They don't do anything. They do nothing. I turn on the TV, there's more black people getting killed every single day. Every single day. I still see natives who are fighting for their culture, fighting to hold on to it because it's been damn near erased. I still see Mexicans who are getting rounded up at the border. What's going on in Puerto Rico? I found out that Puerto Rico is pro-LGBTQ now. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, because Puerto Rico definitely needs that. No sweat. And this is just going on around us. What's to say? What's going on? If I'm gonna end the class in a second. Jamaica, the Caribbean islands. You know the sisters that bleach their skin. They like, I kid you not, they bleach their skin because they're ashamed of having dark skin, and it burns them. But they keep doing it because they want to feel pretty. Don't listen to me. Go look it up for yourself. Right? This is hell. Okay, but we're in the last days. We're in the last days. It's only gonna get worse. I'm here to tell you that right now. It's only gonna get worse. There's only one real God. Okay, and he's been showing himself onto you time and time again, but you're too blinded by Esau and being ignorant that you don't want to pay attention. Keep going to your Christian church. Okay, watch when times is already getting hard. I'm saying like it ain't happening right now. Times is already getting hard. Watch how fast them doors close again. Watch how like, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress it enough, right? Stop. I'm here to tell you right now, stop. Serve the Most High, man. Learn to have some real brotherhood. Learn your real culture. I keep bumping into Salakia, to some Northern Tribe brothers and sisters out there, my native and indigenous brothers and sisters out there who like to say that the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is erasing indigenous culture. No, we are not. I personally know of native brothers in the school right now who will tell you all about indigenous culture. For my Tainos out there, your so-called Puerto Ricans, I know a Taino brother right now that I can call right now, and he would tell you all about Taino culture and the Boricuan and so on and so forth. Priest and Officer 5000 Kazak Yad, a so-called Mexican man, right? Kamada, Malakma, Ashkawar, right? These are Issacharite brothers, right? These are indigenous brothers who will, I'm talking about, they will deep dive into their culture. We're not erasing anything. And I want to make this very clear real quick before I end the class. We do not affiliate with any other Israelite group. I'm only speaking for the ISUPK. I don't know what anybody else is doing. I know some people might not like Hebrew Israelites because there's some knuckleheads out there doing all types of stuff. I ain't speaking for them.
That's right.
I'm not speaking. I'm only speaking for the men and women in this school right here. And if they used to be in the school, they was never with us. They're gone. All right? I'm talking about the people that are here now and the brothers and sisters who have lived their entire lives in the school and may they rise again, died serving the school. You understand? Those are people I speak of.
That's right.
Not anybody else. So if anybody, I ain't gonna go too much into it. I've heard some things with some people going into powwows and harassing natives, and apparently, not sure if it's true. You know, of course, you know we're anti-LGBTQ, but I've heard, it's not confirmed or denied. I don't want anybody running around saying, "Well, Ithazum said." No. I've heard that some Israelites, of course not in the school, are attacking LGBTQ members. Hey, look, chill out. Yeah. This is Salakia. This is why we don't affiliate with anybody else. That ain't us. All right.
That's right.
It's because you slap Israelite on your name don't mean crap.
That's right.
Because there's bad Israelites. I remember Judas. Yeah, y'all know about Judas. Like, you know, he was an Israelite. He wasn't a good one. Okay. Now my point being is, there's only one God. Juneteenth. I'm blackly black. I'm unapologetically Judah. Juneteenth is trash. I say it right now. It's trash. It don't do nothing for my people. Nothing. It just gives you an excuse to distract yourself. Get high, eat, whatever the hell. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't save you, right? For my so-called Latinos and Native Indigenous brothers and sisters out there too, I know a lot of y'all feel like your culture is being attacked, because we all know what the oppressor has done, right? You need to get in class, okay? And sidebar, before I end the class, somebody tried to tell me that Latinos cannot possibly be Israelites because they're light-skinned. Okay, first and foremost, do you not understand how much Israel mixed in with other nations? Okay, we're not worried about a skin color. I bumped into some brothers feeling like they can't join the school because they're mixed. I'm like, look, if your daddy is Israelite, you're fine. Don't worry about that. Okay, we come in all different shades. All right, brown comes in many different shades, and we've mixed in with so many other nations that we look like a lot of different people now. We're worried about your spirit and your lineage from your father's side of the family. So it's like not me. God does not care if you have a Moabite mother or an Edomite mother. Who's your daddy? That's what we're worried about. The scriptures say you are who your father is. That's who you are. Okay? And realistically, let's be real. The reason why Latinos are so light skinned is because of colonization. All right. The Portuguese, Spaniards, they mixed in with us, like quite a bit. A Latino is nothing but a light skinned black person that speaks Spanish. Like, just keeping it real with you. Okay. So we'll just end it at that. But water for everybody that tuned in. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Esau trying to shut us down. They trying. I woke up today with multiple community guideline violations on my TikTok. It's all good though. They'll be all right. But with that, I'll end the class. It doesn't look like anybody has any questions. Shalom, Lord Christ, Aqua. Salakia, I didn't greet y'all sooner. Salakia. I think that's about it. Okay. All right, with that being said, I'm going to end the class. So, Amadium, just me up here. Slagia. Laya Sharala, which means to Israel. All right, Amadium upon Yahakwadam, which means to stand or rise and face the east. We'll be getting started with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Rafka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathananawa, Lakum, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Wala'ah, Thabayanawa, Banasaiwan, Abal, Habashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'arataza. Oh, Salakia. Salakia, that's my fault. Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, Salakia. La'alamim, Aman. Now in the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakah, which is the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakasha, Latan Lanawa, Hakah, Hakah, Larapa'ah, Call, Makala, Wakal, Madawa, Hakah, Latahar, Ha, Matazarayim, Hakah, Lahaquayim, Hamathim, Hakah, I'll, Rakawath, Hatama Allah, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Thawada, Aman. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayoyam, Hakayayoyam. It's like Waha Akwafyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Thawada, Aman. Now in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Haharim, Ma'yan, Yaba'ah, Izoria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, All Yathan, Lamawat, Rogalka, All, Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyamka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayallah. It's like Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'athka, Wabawa'athka, Ma'ida, Wa'id, Iwalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, like Alahayim, All, Damaya, Laka, All, Fakarash,
Zakarash,
Wa'al,
Wa'al,
Fashakwat,
Ashquat,
All,
All,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Awayebuka,
Yebika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Io,
Ah,
Imaka,
Amka,
Ya'ayamwa,
Ya'ira,
Sawada,
Sauda,
Waita,
Waita,
Yaitazawa,
Yatazawa,
Io,
Ah,
Tazapawanyaka,
Tazapuwanika,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
La, it's like it, Lakawa,
Lakara,
Wanakakidam,
Wanakagidam,
Magoya,
Gali,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yasakar,
Shum,
Shum,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Iwada,
Abuda,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Natazawa,
Natazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yikawa,
Al Yaka,
Aika,
Baryath,
Barya,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarafwa,
Ahalya,
Ahali,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa,
Wa,
Yashima Alyam,
Yashma'al,
Mawa'aba,
Ma'abu,
Wahagorium,
Agari,
Gabal,
Bal,
Yamawan,
and one,
Yamalat,
Ma'ala,
Palashath,
Ma'ashab,
Am Yashabia,
Amishabi,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum,
Gum,
Ashawar,
Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Iwa,
Zorawai,
Zorawa,
Labunya,
Labani,
Lawat,
Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Laham,
Naham,
Kamudyam,
Kamadi,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabyam,
Kayaya,
Banakal,
Manakal,
Koyashwan,
Ma'ashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Shabwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Iwa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
Adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shadamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa,
Yamawa,
Kai, it's like Kai Rab,
Kara,
Wakazaba,
Azab,
Wakaz, Salaki, lose my spot. Wakazabak,
Kazabak,
Wakata Zalmanai,
Kazarna,
Call,
Call,
Nasa Yakamwa, it's Nasa Yakamwa,
Zagima,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amar,
Nayara Shah,
Nara, Yisha,
La Nawa,
Wa,
Af,
Ah,
Nawaf,
Nawa,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahayim,
Shayatamwa,
Shadamwa,
Kagogala,
Dogina,
Kakwash,
Kwash,
La Punya,
Nepani,
Raka'ah,
Raka'ah,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Thabaira,
Dabaira,
Ya'ira,
Yaira,
Wa,
Wa,
Kalahaba,
Haba,
Falahat,
Talahat,
Haryam,
Aryam,
Kun,
Hum,
Tharadatma,
Daradama,
Basa'iraka,
Masa Irika,
Wabasa,
Mawasa,
Wapathka,
Papa,
Thabahalam,
Daba, Yam,
Mala'ah,
Ala'ah,
Panyahum,
Paniham,
Kuala One,
One,
Waya,
Wanya,
Bakwashwa,
Bakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahaw,
Yabashwa,
Yabashu,
Waya,
Wanya,
Bahawa,
Bahawa,
Ad Ya'ai,
Ayai,
Waya,
Wanya,
Kaparwa,
Parwa,
Waya,
Wanya,
Abadwa,
Abahwa,
Waya,
Wanya,
Daiwa,
Taiwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahaw,
Labarka,
Labaka,
Iowan,
Iowa,
Alcohol,
Alba,
Harataza.
Arbata.
In the English, it's like, keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O God.
O God.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make atonement,
thy enemies make atonement,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more remembrance.
may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The
thee,
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
with Baal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
and the
and
Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
A sword also is joined with
The
them.
sword also joined with it.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the
as
Midianites,
unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of the song,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
making the nobles like a red,
and like Zaid.
like Zaid,
Yea,
yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Zabah,
as the Ba,
and as Almunah,
and as the Moon,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
Let us take to ourselves
the houses of God in
the
possession.
houses of God in possession.
O my God,
Oh my God,
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stubble before the wind.
As a stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy tempests.
With thy tempests.
And make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled.
And troubled.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
Perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the most high.
Art the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
Shalom, Israel.